Hey, everybody, and welcome to my Valentine's Day live stream. I wanted to do a little live stream for a lot of reasons. I wanted to say to you guys, I love you guys. Thank you so much for your support. I want to celebrate you guys. I want to say, I'm so happy that you're in my life. Hopefully, you're happy that I'm in your life. And I just wanted to do a little fun thing for Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is a very big holiday. A lot of people celebrate it all around the world. It's like a big deal. And it's not only, a time to celebrate, if you're in a relationship, but it's also a great time to celebrate anybody who you love, a family member, a friend. I remember when I was little, my dad used to always buy my mom like roses, and then he would always buy me like a little rose. And I always thought that was like the sweetest thing. And when I was a little girl, to get like a little pink, like he'd buy my mom like the dozen or whatever big long stem red roses, and I'd always get like a little pink rose, and I just thought that was so sweet. And I just love the fact that he did that for me. So this video is going to be broken down into two sections. First section is going to be Valentine's Day facts. These are factoids, interesting things about Valentine's Day that you might not know. The second part of the video is going to be all about different interesting ways to celebrate Valentine's Day, whether you're single or you're in a relationship. I have some ideas for you guys, so stick around. I want to start off with facts. The first origin of Valentine's Day actually started as a pagan holiday called Lupercia. Or Lupercalia. I'm so sorry, Lupercalia. So basically, this is a very interesting one, you guys. This is the origins of Valentine's Day. What it was they would, around this time back then, they would sacrifice an animal, and they would take the blood and the skin of that animal and go around town smacking women, just smacking them up with the skin, trying to get them as bloody as they possibly could. They saw this as a sign of life and fertility. And so it was like their way to usher in that fertility, that love, that union of marriage, things like that. So back in the day, that was what they did. That was the origins of Valentine's Day. Smack a woman with a side of meat, getting some blood on her. That was like a good Valentine's Day back then. If you went home bloody, you had a good Valentine's Day. The second origin of Valentine's Day, and the more popular one, is the Roman one. Back in the 6th century, there was a Roman emperor called Claudius. Claudius was getting ready to wage war. He wanted his soldiers strong. He didn't want them distracted or homesick or thinking about love. So he banned marriages. He basically said, "You're mine now. This is the army. We're in the war. You need to forget about that, bump it, and just move on and focus on fighting this fight." So the soldiers were homesick. They really felt horrible. They didn't want to leave their women behind. They just were miserable about this. And they weren't really willing soldiers. I'm just going to put it out there. They weren't. Claudius didn't have a good volunteer program. It was kind of like drafting. So these guys were not willing soldiers. And Saint Valentine, well, I'm going to say he was Bishop Valentine at that point. He was a father. His name was Valentine, and he felt really bad for these men, and he wanted to send them off into war with a little bit more spirit and a little bit more positivity. So he went behind Claudius's back, and he married all the soldiers to the women that they loved against the emperor's wills. Because he wanted them to be happy. He wanted to give them peace of mind. He didn't know if these guys were coming back alive or not, or what was going to happen. So he wanted to give them that sense of peace. So what happened was Claudius found out. He was like, "Dude, you went against my will. You went against my rule. I'm the emperor. You have to listen to me. You cannot go doing your own thing. That is not how it works." He was very pissed off. So what he did was he put Father Valentine, in jail. While Father Valentine was in jail, he would write letters to a woman that he fell in love with. He fell in love with the jailer's daughter, and they would go back and forth writing Valentines to each other. And that is the origin of the Valentine's Day card. So basically what happened was, on the day he was executed, which was February 14th, he wrote the last card that he was going to give to her, and it said, "From your Valentine." And that was kind of how the tradition stuck. And we celebrate Valentine's Day because of him. We go back later on into more Christian theology, and we talk a little bit about how cherubs were the Roman gods, or the Roman gods. The cherubs were originally, from them, and they were all about like love and pleasure and desire, and that's what they represented. Well, Christians kind of horseshoed them in and made them into more angelic beings, but it was like their representation of Valentine's Day. So it was a long and windy road from slapping women in the face with some raw bloody meat to getting 2 dozen long stem roses and a box of chocolate. Speaking of chocolate and roses, the reason why we give roses on Valentine's Day, because roses are Venus's favorite flower. Venus is the goddess of love, and she is the representation of the rose. And did you guys know that this was interesting? I found this very interesting. 180 million roses are sold across the world on Valentine's Day. And the origin of chocolate for Valentine's Day, giving the chocolate hearts that people like to, chocolate hearts, boxes, heart-shaped boxes of chocolate, that came from a source that I was kind of shocked about. I'll be honest with you guys. It came from the Pilgrims. I did not expect that. I don't know what I thought chocolate came from, but I didn't think it came from Pilgrims, because when I think of Pilgrims, I think of like chaste, and I think of like, prudence and things like that. But chocolate was so cocoa and sugar was so rare when they came over to the United States. It was such a rarity that to give somebody chocolate on Valentine's Day meant like that you went to a lot of trouble. It was like really a sign of affection. So that's where the chocolate on Valentine's Day came from. And 36 million boxes of heart-shaped chocolate are sold in the US every year, which is crazy. So speaking of roses and chocolates and things like that, a fun factoid that you guys may or may not be able to agree with is 64% of men do not pre-plan Valentine's Day. They're totally winging it. They are winging it. They're last minuting it. So 64% of men do not pre-plan it. They are just kind of hoping that they can find the open store where they can run and get whatever they're going to get. Now, the rest of the guys, they have their game on lockdown because they are like doing what they need to do and they're getting their stuff together. So good on them. But yeah, and 15% of women buy themselves flowers, which I personally think is a good idea. I wouldn't buy flowers on Valentine's Day because the prices are so inflated. I mean, most of the women who buy themselves flowers, they may want to do it on the actual day of Valentine's Day because it's like a symbol of loving yourself. It's not a bad thing, but I think it's a good practice to just buy yourself flowers whenever you want to, and you don't have to pay the inflated prices, because around this time, flowers, all that stuff is getting bumped up. So it's a lot of crazy things coming at you. I just want to make sure that I didn't miss any of my Valentine's Day facts for you guys. So I can give you guys a couple of seconds to, say what you want to say about this and ask you guys what you like to do on Valentine's Day. What are your favorite Valentine's Day activities? Wow, I went through all of those. I did a really good job. I thought I forgot something, but I got them all locked down. So that is basically the facts I know about Valentine's Day. If you guys know any Valentine's Day facts, I would urge you to please do me a favor and share them with the audience. Comment, put it in the chat room, or the chat, because that would be awesome, because I don't know everything, but there you go. I just want to check the time real quick because we are on a tight schedule because I have something to do at 8:30. So I want to talk to you guys now that we got through the Valentine's Day fun facts, I want to talk to you guys about Valentine's Day. I'm going to focus on couples first. So I want to talk to you guys about some do's. I was originally going to make these do's and don'ts, but I want to focus on it being, I'm just going to call attention to this adorable pillow that I absolutely love. Is this not the cutest thing ever? Oh my God, so adorable. This is my favorite emoji. I use this all the time. So I just wanted to it's just hanging out in my office and it was so festive and cute. I just wanted to have it here. But so I want to talk to you guys about Valentine's Day celebrating as a couple. The first thing that I want to say is I don't think it's a good idea to let one person plan the whole day. I mean, if you really are into that, if that's like your thing, then I'm not going to take that away from you. But I think it's so much more fun when a couple plans together and has an idea that they both come up with. I think that that kind of like can make things more intriguing. Another thing that I want to say to you guys is think about doing something on Valentine's Day that's a little off the grid. Like everybody's going to go to a nice restaurant. Everybody's going to get roses. Everybody's going to get chocolate. Everybody's going to do those things. Pink champagne on ice. You know what I mean? That is just what everybody's going to do. So instead of doing what everybody else is going to do, why not create your own Valentine's Day tradition that's just yours? Make like stay at home, make dinner together, do something that you guys really enjoy together. Maybe if you guys love going to the movies, go to the movie. Maybe if you guys really love going hiking, go hiking. Maybe if you guys love like going on a road trip or going somewhere and just having some kind of crazy fun adventure every year. I think that it's really good for couples to bond and make things that are their own. It doesn't have as much effort if you're just kind of going through the motions, like, okay, it's Valentine's Day, I have to get her a dozen roses, I have to get him this or that, I have to go to Victoria's Secret and buy a red lingerie. Like, it's not coming from a sincere place, it's just kind of going through the motions. So being willing to plan something together that's totally random and just something that is completely your own. Like maybe for Valentine's Day, you want to make a heart-shaped pizza together, and then maybe you want to like sit and play video games all night. Or maybe you want to go, like I said, go hiking or something. That is up to you. And I think that it's a really good way to do it. Second thing I want to say is don't stress. People put so much pressure on Valentine's Day. And I've seen so many relationships, as a psychic, I've seen so many relationships go through breakups or major like fights over Valentine's Day. Like there's such expectation, and it's a holiday that's supposed to celebrate the love, and you feel like if he doesn't do this, I've heard so many people say, if he doesn't do this for Valentine's Day, it's over. If he doesn't say this, do this, whatever, it's over. If she doesn't do this, it's over. It's so much pressure, you guys. It's a holiday that's supposed to be about celebrating love. Many people don't want to celebrate Valentine's Day for several reasons. Either they're just not ready, they feel like their relationship is not at that point, they're afraid of expressing their feelings because they're insecure, they just don't believe in it, they feel like it's a commercialized holiday. Work within the person you're with to try to have the best Valentine's Day that you can have. Here's another idea for you guys that I have, and this is something that I firmly believe in, is you don't have to celebrate Valentine's Day on Valentine's Day. All that candy and flowers and stuff is going to be 50% off the next day. So have an after Valentine's Day and save money, because it's not really stuff that like is important that you have to pay full price for. Have a fun rummage after Valentine's Day kind of adventure. Also, none of the restaurants are going to be as crowded the day after Valentine's Day, so you can have your pick of the litter and you're not going to be swamped with people. You're going to have a much better experience. Have an after Valentine's Day, like a Valentine's Day hangover kind of situation. That's what I would suggest if you're in a relationship. Make it easy, make it fun, make it personal, and don't stress about it. Now, for you single people, I am single as well, still waiting for the love of my life to come. And one thing that I want to say is make this day, it doesn't have to be a bad day. If you want to just totally ignore it and not do anything for Valentine's Day, not acknowledge Valentine's Day, then just let it be another day. It's just another Wednesday in February. Who cares? I think the X-Files is on tonight. I'm looking forward to that. So just have your day. Just let it be your day. If you want to take this day and do some self-care for yourself and treat yourself extra nice, treat yourself. So take a bubble bath, get yourself a really nice dinner. Do things that you enjoy, do a face mask or get a massage, do things that really make you feel good. Just love yourself. I mean, I'm a firm believer in really good self-care, and I think it's important that in order for whether we want to attract the love of our life and we're in that mode of trying to attract him or her or him, whatever, it's important to have good self-care and understand your needs, because you'll be able to communicate them so much better to your future partner if you can do that. So take time out and really just practice good self-care today. If you want to go out with your friends and celebrate and have fun and just have like a Valentine's Day and do something like that, or you can even have a day after Valentine's Day and do something like that and save money. Save money. It's not important that you pay full price. Um, Another thing that I want to say to you is, if you do go out or if you do practice self-care or whatever you decide to do on this, even if you just totally ignore the day and pretend it never happened, don't get negative about it. I know a lot of people have like Single Awareness Day or like Anti Valentine's Day, but you don't want to ever put a negative spin. You don't want to ever be in a negative zone. So if you're not going to celebrate Valentine's Day, don't get down on it. Don't be like, oh, I'm alone again on Valentine's Day. And, oh, don't do that. Don't be like, oh, I hate Valentine's Day. It's horrible, stupid, commercialism. Don't get negative because that negativity is just going to come right back on you. You have to think about when you're negative, it's like taking an egg and whisking it up in the air. It's going to be in the air for a little bit, but eventually it's going to come right back down on your face. And you don't want to deal with that. And it's going to be a lot messier coming down than it is going up. So just be good to yourselves. Don't get negative. Another thing that I'm going to talk to you guys about is that, and I've talked to you guys about this before. Use this day as like a ritual for yourself. Use this day to focus on like the type of relationship you want, the type of life you want. You know, I have talked about this in other videos. I should make a video about this. Note to myself, I'm going to make a video about this. But get a beautiful jar and write down all the qualities that you want in the person that you want to be with, all the beautiful qualities that you want, and make that jar on this day and really like put energy in a positive way into that. And it would be a nice kind of like fun, uplifting way to handle this, or not to handle this, but just to have a good day. If you were going to be upset about it, instead do this to give yourself a boost. So I'm just going to check my notes real quick to make sure I didn't forget everything because I was trying to get around real quick. Yeah, treat yourself. Okay. And then basically use this as just a day to have fun and enjoy yourself, or just enjoy time with your friends. And another thing is you can do fun things for your friends or for your family for Valentine's Day. If you just really want to celebrate and you're single and you don't have anybody, just bake cookies, bake heart-shaped cookies, or you can buy people little chocolates or things like that, or you can buy people little trinkets or different things, or you can make things. You don't need a significant other to celebrate Valentine's Day. You can celebrate with friends and family as well. So it doesn't have to be limited, and you don't have to feel like odd about that. So that is pretty much it, you guys. This was a very quick show. I just wanted to come in here with you guys and celebrate the day and really enjoy this with you. I'm going to say goodbye. If you like this video, do me a solid and please give me a thumbs up because it really helps my channel. And if you stayed all the way through to the end, I love you more than you could even know. Say happy Valentine's Day, or let me see, what can I say, have you say so I know you stayed all the way to the end of the video. Tell me whether or not you liked my little heart-shaped thingamabobs. They're foxes, just in case you guys can't see them. And that's it. I will see you guys in the next show. Monday is going to be the next show. Every Monday I do a live show. This is just a special one. So I hope to see you there, and I hope you guys have a great day. I will talk to you and see you in the next video. Happy Valentine's Day. Bye, guys. I always do this heart thing wrong. There you go.